Hey guys, thanks for tuning into sportsreview.com. I'm Natalie Rydstrom, and back with us is Brady Kannon againsthenumber.com. Brady was with us and when we were previewing the British Open 2016. We saw an epic battle between Henrik, Stenson and Phil Mickelson. Obviously with Stenson winning, he's back now to give us our predictions here for the PGA Championship. Brady, thanks for being on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, Natalie.
Now, it's a pleasure, and listen, I can't wait to hear what you're going for. Now, obviously, Henrik Stenson, he won, like I said, the British Open. Any chance that he can repeat so soon after that victory?
That's a great question, and that's something that, handicappers really need to think about, and it has to do with the scheduling. Normally, the PGA Championship comes a month after the British Open, but here, because of the Olympic Games and golf being contested in the Olympic Games this year, they've moved the PGA Championship up. So it's only starting 11 days after, that battle that occurred between Stenson and Mickelson. So, normally where there might be a time period where Stenson could maybe cool off, if you will, or let down, only 11 days later, he still might be running hot. So that's a really tough thing to figure out. Is he still going to be riding that momentum, or will it be too soon? And, he got all the pressure off of his back to win his first major. How is he going to react? I think the fact that it is so soon is better than having to wait longer.
And actually, quickly talking about the Olympics here, obviously golf are competing, but many of the big names have pulled out, obviously citing the Zika virus as one of their reasons. Will the Olympic betting affect this tournament in any way?
I don't think so. I think it's being treated as very much of a separate thing, and I haven't even really seen how the betting is going to be set up just yet. I'm not even sure of the format for the Olympic Games just yet, but we'll soon find out in a couple weeks.
Yeah, well, do let us know. I'd love to have you back on the show to run through Olympic betting there for golf. Now, listen, we've got three market leaders. We've got Dustin Johnson, Jason Day, and then obviously Rory McIlroy. Run us through these three main favourites here and who you think could potentially, out of the three, win.
Well, if I knew that, somebody'd be paying me a lot of money. But, they're all so close and they're all so great. Dustin Johnson has really been the hottest player in the world. And I think I said this when we spoke about the British Open, that I felt he was playing better than anybody in the world, even though he's ranked number 2 behind Jason Day. He just came off of another wonderful tournament in Canada, the RBC Canadian Open, where he finished second. He did finish 9th in the British Open. He's the only guy this year, of course, he won the US Open. He's the only guy in the world this year to finish with a top 10 in each major championship. So I think this course is going to require hitting the ball long, which Johnson hits it as long as anybody in the world. He hits it pretty accurate as well. Putting was a struggle for him on the slow greens at the British Open, but I think he'll fare better on the normal U.S. Faster greens that he is used to here at Baltusrol this week. So I think Johnson is deservedly so the market leader and the favorite of the three big names. McIlroy would be my second choice because he's got such an affinity for the PGA Championship. He's won 2 already in his young career in 2012 and 2014. He hits a very long, high ball off the tee. He's really got the tools to win the PGA and what it takes to win this type of tournament. And then Jason Day, he's your defending champ with a record-breaking score of 20 under par last year. However, this course is different from a course he won on last year at Whistling Straits. So Day would be the odd man out of the three for me.
All right. Now, we've got 2 second favourites here with Jordan Spieth and Henrik Stenson. Obviously, you've said with Stenson winning that he probably will be fatigued with obviously his British Open Championship win. Could Jordan Spieth there win this tournament?
I would never put anything past Jordan Spieth. He won 2 majors last year and has nearly won 3 since then. But of the big 4, Jason Day, Dustin Johnson, and Rory McIlroy, Spieth has been the one that has been struggling. He doesn't like to hear that word. He got upset with the media, and I don't blame him because struggling is a tough word to pin on the number 3 player in the world. But he hasn't been what he was last year. That being said, he's won 2 tournaments this year. His game is just a little bit off from what the others are putting a performance on right now. And that in the sense that he is a little bit less accurate off the tee, He's not hitting as many greens in regulation. His short game is really allowing him to survive. And on this golf course this week, I think that's going to be very difficult to do because of the length of this golf course, because of the moisture that they're getting. That's going to take some of the shorter hitters out of it. And with Jordan's struggles being accurate off the tee, he could find himself in that wet, sticky rough. And, no matter how good your short game is, you're not going to be able to survive that and put up a good score.
Now, obviously, Stenson was a long shot bet there to win the British Open. Should we consider long shot bets to win this championship? And out of those, who would it be?
Well, that's a great question because a lot of the last few winners of the PGA Championship, I think it's 8 of the last 10 have come out of the top 25 in the world. So those aren't exactly long shots. Now, Henrik Stenson for the British Open, I actually had that pick at 28-1, which is a relatively long shot. But he is all now vaulted up to number 5 in the world rankings and now 15-1 for this tournament. So he's certainly not a long shot for this event. But like I say, history has shown the last 10 PGA Championships that you go down to about number 25 or so in the world rankings, and that's where the winners are coming from. We have had a couple of long shots in the last 10 to 15 years, but right now history is telling us that long shots are not faring well at the PGA Championship.
Okay, interesting. Now, obviously, depending on the course, weather conditions and things like that, do you know what the weather is going to be like?
Well, we're seeing a lot of rain in the forecast. It rained a lot yesterday and dumped about 2 inches and, caused practice rounds to be cut short and halting play for most of the afternoon. It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow. I guess it was a pretty good day out there today. And then Thursday is supposed to be pretty nice as well, with possibly some clouds in the evening. And then Friday, the rain may return in the afternoon with some thunderstorms and whatnot. And that may continue throughout the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Forecast is calling for, I guess, scattered showers, thunderstorms, that type of thing. I don't know the severity of the storms just yet, but I certainly do think we're going to get some rain here and there throughout the weekend.
All right. Now, the all-important question here, Brady. What are your bets for this match?
Well, I really like Brandon Grace. This guy has been getting it done in the majors as of late, the last 2 years, and he's really getting it done at the U.S. Open and the PGA Championship. And the PGA Championship and the U.S. Open are not all that dissimilar from each other. The U.S. Open has tight fairways and thick rough and really puts a premium on ball striking. The PGA Championship might have a little bit wider fairways, but the rough is still going to be difficult. Baltusrol is a very long course. It's going to play difficult like Oakmont did this year. And Brandon Grace in last year's U.S. Open and PGA Championship finished in the top 5, and he did it again at this year's U.S. Open at Oakmont, finishing 5th. So he's really shown an affinity for this type of golf event. He's the number 12th ranked player in the world, so he checks that box of being a top player in the world as well. And at 40-1, I think you're getting a lot of value for a guy that has been playing this well as of late.
All right, fantastic stuff. Brady Kannon from AgainstTheNumber.com. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Natalie.
Always on the go? Bet365 has one of the top mobile platforms in today's market. Sign up today and don't let your busy life keep you out of the game.